Okay, we're live. Okay, guys. Hello, everybody. We're back here for our third week of our live optimization series. We have Alex here again, and Alex is going to briefly go through what we discussed last time on our weekly series here, and then what his comments or feedback is on whatever changes that were made from the last time that we had the series and we spoke about this. So go on, Alex. And first of all, also explain what business you're in again, real briefly, and then what's transpired in the last week as per what we talked about.
Yep. Hey again, everyone. We had a first session last week. We went through the account pretty briefly, nothing too deep. Got some feedback from Corey. I wrote down what I did during this week. Uh, by the way, our business is e-commerce. We're selling car parts, a lot of different car parts to the Swedish market. We currently spend about 20k euros a month, and the goal for this account is to scale it up to be at least break even of 400% return on ad spend.
Sure. Okay. And then, Alex, so what was the main primary suggestions that were made that you also followed up with since the last time we spoke?
So we spoke about firstly the PMAX product feed only campaign. I have
Correct.
enabled it, changed the ROAS target from 280 to 425, and I just lowered the I think I lowered the budget, to about literally 10 euros a day. It's still running, it's not eating a lot of money, and it still needs time to really show what it can do. For the
Correct.
other campaigns, these two campaigns, the campaigns with the most spend after the another PMAX campaign that is mostly like a bunch of stuff in it. It was a legacy campaign, but it's still giving some performance, so we keep it up. So what we did is I went through to the search terms, and as you said, I've used the single word strategy to remove to remove the search terms, add them as negative, to boost up the return on ad spend. As you have said, doing this procedure will probably just naturally increase the return on ad spend that this campaign performs. What else? Yeah. Actually, I have a question about this strategy doing the search terms. Let me see.
Sure.
So when you're using the single word, let's say this means car parts, right?
Correct.
If
Okay.
use the search term contains this car parts term, do you actually remove the keyword or only the search term?
When I identify a word needs to go on the chopping block, what I'll do is I'll add any search term that contains that word as a negative keyword, which when you do that, I would suggest putting it into its own negative keyword list so that if you make a mistake, you can easily undo that mistake by just removing the list again. Not for every term, but have one list for all these terms that you're removing, essentially. You could do a one list for every term if you wanted to, but you don't really need to. And then from there, I'll pause any keyword with that word in it as well to totally clear it out so it won't, the ads won't trigger for anything related to that again.
Mm-hmm. All right, got it. By the way, just so everyone knows, I only touched the keywords that had at least $100 spend. So to be honest, it's not that a lot, since most of them are lower than 100. How low would you go, Corey, if you had this situation that the other keywords do not spend that much money, but they are kind of meh in performance. Let's say this one, right? It's 1.79 and it spent 92 euros only, not 100.
So I'm gonna say that 100 clicks is like the minimum I would use to decide to get rid of anything or not. And then with that said, if it's borderline, I'm gonna let it ride because the ROI will go up once Google starts to identify what portion of that keyword's traffic is going to work or not, because they're going to look at the user searching it and then finding out which users work versus don't work and then get rid of the ones that don't work. And then the ROI will naturally go up on those terms. So if you give up on them too soon, then you're cutting out a lot of potential long term. Sometimes you can cut stuff out like that and then come back to it later and to get to a short term level of profitability. But that said, yeah, I mean, you don't have that much data, but were you able to find any single words that are in your search terms report? Again, not the search term as a whole, but the words within the search terms that you could then remove? Were there any that had over 100 clicks and less than like a one ROAS or anything like that, close to that?
Well, these ones, at least that you can see right now, these ones got excluded. They were not really performing, and the search term is like cheap car parts. And as I understand, maybe a bunch of traffic of people, just basically tire kickers, they want to scroll and find the cheapest, and they just don't find it, and they don't buy anything. What else? If
Okay, so basically, chat and the audience viewing this. So he basically found through this what I call single keyword weed out strategy, which you can, of course, search on my channel homepage, and you can find that detailed strategy laid out in detail. But he found out any search term with the word cheap in it was not worth going after. So he got rid of anything that could trigger cheap in it from now on, not just the the keywords pausing keywords with cheap in it, but search terms that had cheap somewhere in it, he added as a negative keyword.
Yep.
Or that was the intention. But okay, so he said he followed through with that, and he said that maybe there's some others that also didn't work that he got rid of.
Yes. So another thing that you have mentioned in the previous session is to create actually a report of the demographics and look what can we just straight up remove. So I went and created this report. I've wrote that I created age plus gender report to see which demographic can we exclude.
Okay.
And to be honest, it is better to look at it with you, Corey, because I don't really understand like at which point you can see and actually determine that the traffic is bad. So this report is kind of clunky, but we have what we have. So it's from April 1st, 2025 to pretty much basically this week, February 8th.
Yeah. So first of all, I wouldn't do age plus gender. So like you got the device and gender added together as like a combination. I usually don't do the combinations because unless you got like an account that spends a ridiculous amount of money, that's not going to be, I wouldn't get that granular with it. I would literally just look at the gender by itself, the age by itself, and the device by itself, and then identify through that, is there any of those individual dimensions that are producing, let's say in this particular case, one ROAS or less, and has had over 100 clicks so far cumulatively. I'm going to try to seek to get rid of that at least short term, build as we build the ROI up, and then maybe come back to it later like we were talking about before. So I don't use the advanced report. I mean, you can see this data right directly in your campaigns menu. When you click on audiences, you can see this data. You don't need to be in this particular menu. So if you close this out,
let's leave. Where was the audience?
Yeah. Go under campaigns down below.
Oh, yeah.
And sorry, two more down. There you go.
Audiences.
There you go. So if you scroll down, then you hit under demographics, there's a show table, little caret in the lower left. There you go.
Yep.
Then that will tell you what you want to know there. And you can adjust your columns if you don't have the right data showing there. But I wouldn't look at one campaign individually. I would use all the data from the account together to get an accurate read on things personally.
All right.
But, generally speaking there, that'll tell you what once you adjust your columns, you see what your RORAS is. And ultimately, if you scroll up,
Yep.
The chart itself will tell you what so under on the right hand side where it says conversion rate.
Yes.
Click on that, and then go to conversions. Click on it again is what I'm saying. No.
Oh.
And then go to the drop down under conversions.
Conversions. Yep.
And then you want conversion value over cost. Okay, so that's going to tell you your RORAS per age demographic, right? And you can look through there and see what is low-hanging fruit of what we can pause that's not getting a good enough RORAS. So the main thing is that right now, you can kind of sort of mathematically calculate how much fat you need to cut out in order to get the RORAS up over a certain minimum amount. So like if we're at a 3 RORAS in the account and we got to get it up to a 4, well, we know we got to get rid of 25% of the worst performing part of the account. So that will dictate how aggressively we're going to make some cuts here. And it looks like to me, just at a bird eye view here, the age doesn't vary the ROI too much. So maybe if we click on gender, going over to that. So you can see here, so this is showing conversions. You got to go ahead on the drop down.
It shows conversions again. Conversion value cost.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, let's see the right one. Mm-hmm.
So you see you're over 3 on male and then unknown, but on female we're at 1.91. So I can't run all the calculations for you here on this live without doing bottom line, you want to go through that. You want to look at, I don't know if household income is going to be available in your market. I don't think so.
It's not available.
And then parental status might not be available there.
Well, kinda.
But you check those out. Also, do the same thing on the device level and see. I'm thinking that anything under a 2 RORAS, if you just pause that temporarily, you're probably going to be able to push up the RORAS at least 25% that particular way. That's what I would do between now and the next week, is look at that those 4 levels itself to get the RORAS up.
I got a question. Since you're in the US, you don't have this unknown column, correct?
We do. About half of your traffic is going to be unknown because not everybody is going to use the Google while using a Google account.
Oh, that's why.
You got to be, logged in, because only about half of users use Gmail, and therefore Google can spot what demographic data is tied to those users with user accounts.
Is there anything you can do to change this column, since, as you can see, it's almost like half, well, it's a big chunk of users that is in the unknown column?
Yeah, there's nothing you can do to make it a higher percentage of non-unknown users, unfortunately. So, it is what it is there.
All right. I was just making sure that I'm in the correct path, that we don't have anything that's interfering with it. So no, I guess it's just how it goes. All right. we got the demographics. Pretty much that is the main big points that I did the overall over this week. And yep, right now I am empty. How if you would like, I have also a couple of interesting questions regarding the whole conversions and all that stuff.
Sure.
So what was on my mind is an interesting thing. If you go to conversions, and if you have a, if I'm not mistaken, a customer list with at least 1,000 active users, you get this customer lifecycle optimization. So what does it actually do?
So if you have different customers that come through that have different values that you know won't be on the initial purchase, you can optimize for those separately, depending on them having different traits that can be identified on the front end. In your particular case, I wouldn't worry about it. There's not going to be that much, and particularly at this early in this. This is something I would do later on itself. I would just make sure, if anything, the tracking upgraded to full server-side tracking first, get that done, and then, get it profitable, then maybe come back to this later. But practically speaking, I use this very rarely, and it has such a small difference in how much we can optimize the account. It matters a lot when we have very different types of leads that come through or customers that come through.
Okay. So you would rather just remove this incremental conversion value?
I would.
Okay, got it. I will do this a bit later to not waste time. What else? Well, we actually had a big 50% drop in performance this week for some reason. My guess is that that's just a market demand. That can happen.
Yeah, week to week, I wouldn't. It's important for you guys to know to not worry too much about that unless you made a big change recently. Anything can happen week to week. Where you start to get, you should have some serious concerns is if it, like, you went from maybe 100 impressions a day down to 10 or something like drastic like that. But on a month-to-month basis, after 30 days, if the results are down, that's should be a lot more concerning to you. Not only that, though, but you should also be comparing your sales to the previous year and see how the seasonal trends are, where you should be at for that particular time of the year specifically, because that changes a lot throughout the year as to what how easy it is to get an ROI, how easy it is to get a certain amount of sales volume. So I would also want to look at that. You made that change, of course, that's going to send you back into learning mode probably for about a week as well. So by time we meet next time, I would presume the change you made on the PMAX is going to start to show some positive signs of results there. And then same thing with your search campaigns, any negating you did there that we talked about earlier, that'll start to get renormalized. It'll take about a week after you do that to get things balanced again.
All right. I don't know if we have a lot of time. Just one small question that is really actually interesting. We have a branded campaign. Is it normal with our not so big traffic right now that it spends $1K a month?
It can. I wouldn't be able to. So the main thing what you don't want to see is it just skyrocketing with no good reason to see it skyrocketing. Like maybe you got some press or something like that. In that case, it can affect it. But yeah, I mean, it just depends on how big your brand is, really. And for that matter, I always do brand campaigns unless my brand is so big that it's going to drain my entire budget if I don't not do it, if that makes sense.
All right. How would you structure a branded campaign? A simple, your company name as broad match as we did here, or is there like any room for optimization?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, you're going to use, I use phrase match. I don't use broad match because it's going to show up for non-branded terms then, or even just exact match, depending on how generalized that brand name is. If it's a really unique name that isn't close to any other word that's generically used in your languages, primary language in your country's vocabulary, then you would then use phrase match. If it's used, like if it's guerrilla trucking or something like that, then in that case, I mean, that's unique. You can do it in phrase match, but if it was just guerrilla, then I would want to run an exact match because something like that it's going to generate a lot of junk traffic as well. So it depends on how generic sounding your name is. Is it totally unique or not? Is it long or not? So that'd be the main way to determine that. And you'll know by looking at the search terms report whether you're going to phrase match or exact match is the right way to go. Because if a bunch of non-brand searches start triggering your ad, then you'll have to go exact match.
Okay, got it. If you look at here, it actually doesn't say anything. Yeah, only like the actual search terms. But Google is sneaky. Probably the most junk traffic is in the other search term category. I am pretty sure.
Okay, Alex. So do those steps. I gotta hop on to Alex, the other Alex, and help optimize his and answer his questions next. So hopefully that helped, and hope to see you next week.
Yep, I'll be there. See you, everyone.
See ya. Oh, I meant to click on Alex. Sorry about that. I'll come back to you, Jonathan. Alex, how you doing?
Perfect. And you? Hope you're doing well.
Yeah. How's things going since the last time we talked?
So basically, I just canceled the PMAX feed only campaign because you also told me, yeah, there's not enough data. So basically, I started the standard shopping campaigns. I
Okay.
tried it aggressively, adding negative keywords. I removed like daily, I tried like daily to remove like low intent or generic searches and try to now allow only like high intent, like character plus product type queries.
Yep. Okay.
It's my first time with the standard shopping campaign. So basically, I see like people are searching for so much stuff, but yeah, I tried to like for the high intent queries to match it up. Second, I implemented like 2 days ago a supplemental feed and trying to optimize like the titles item by item using like a strict structure that just gather up with
Okay.
your
Nice.
videos and other videos also like from your videos and other like basically for branded products I try to use like a character product type plus key features plus the brand in the first 30 to 70 characters, I only include one character and one product type since I think so it's the most critical part for Google Shopping. And yes, that would be the one thing. Third, I just try to like set up the remarketing campaign. Probably I'm doing like something wrong. It doesn't spend any money. I also like tried it with the audience to switch it up to all visitors. And it's also not spending. First, I targeted the visitors with at least 1 minute duration, but it's still in the learning phase. Yeah, basically from the search campaigns, I'm running like this gag structure that you told, and also like try to implement from your videos. They are looking good, but not have any sales so far. And from the standard shopping campaign, also like no sales, but I think so it really needs time, like 60 to 90 days probably to run.
Mm-hmm.
And the yeah, the thing, yeah. Overall, like I'm trying to high intent focus on high intent things and yeah. So and also like small yeah thing for you. I just signed up for the tracking non-server side so that I have like from your guaranteed PPC agency, like the service side. No, not the service side tracking.
Client side
Would be
tracking.
done. Yes, yes, because I had like a sale, like $160, but it was not tracked, but it was from a
Oh,
multiple
okay.
base. So yeah.
So you don't know where that came from either now.
I know it, like a PMAX. The customer was coming through the first PMAX, but it was not tracked after I shut down the PMAX. Yeah, Google, like, I think so. It like says like it's coming from a Google search organic type, but it was basically from the PMAX because the customer has the first touch point with the PMAX, and after
Okay.
that, I just had a remarketing thing.
Okay, Alex. So number one, can you share your account on do a screen
sure.
share? And then
Yes.
while you do that, I'm gonna just kind of rehash what you were saying there for the audience. So for you guys, so one thing he did that was really smart was he understood, he took the feedback that he got from me, given that I've worked in a similar market before where we're selling branded stuffed animal / plushies. And we knew people, when they look for that plushie, like that Mickey Mouse and then stuffed animal or Hulk stuffed animal, whatever it is. That's where the real money is in this space. People that are already fans, they know what they want. At least at the start, when you're starting out, that should be your sole focus. Get that going, and then you can do other stuff from the profit you're making when you don't need profit as quickly. So, but that said, his shopping feed, he did not have the feed set up by default, and a lot of you guys are using like a Shopify store, and your product feed is pulling unideal data for your shopping campaigns, given that the product titles that you have on your store are not optimized for the algorithm to quickly get an idea of what it is that product actually is, and therefore would know what to have it show up for. So he, if I got it right, put the product name and then like stuffed animal or plushie right after it on the product title on the product feed, given that you, through a supplemental product feed, you can have whatever product title you want to give Google that you desire without changing your main site. You can do that. That way, the algorithm that decides where your shopping ads are going to show up, they more accurately are able to place them. And that was very smart, because pretty much with shopping, that's what you need to show up for. You need to show up for people looking for that specific character and that specific item. Otherwise, it's going to take forever to get to a certain level of results. Even if it just shows up for Mickey Mouse, that's so generic. Good luck basically trying to make that work. I mean, if you had a special character that barely not that many people know about, then you could just show up for the character name. But if it's Mickey Mouse, it's way too big of a niche to just show up for that name by itself, like Mickey Mouse. So you did that right. And let's see here. Let's pull up your account.
Yeah.
So right now I got the Google Sheet share.
Yeah, sure.
So you set up standard shopping campaigns. You got the search. This search campaign presumably is a SKAG campaign that targets the different items individually. Is that right?
Not the individual items. It's like categories, like from Stitch plushies, and it goes directly to the Stitch plushie collection.
Okay. So this is just. So why do you though have all these in the same ad group when you could be sending people to individual pages that are relevant to the item, to the keyword? Is the page you're sending them to have all these items on it?
Yes. Yes. So like basically it's yeah, like Mickey Mouse plushie, and it goes to the Mickey Mouse plushie collection page directly then.
Okay. Okay. So you have different ad groups for each keyword. Sorry to clarify.
Or should I put it together then? Like
no,
like
I'm just trying to find out. I can't. Sorry if I haven't memorized Google Ads enough to know what that word. I believe that's ad group. This is the ad group
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's the, I will try to next time for English. Yeah, that's the ad group. Yeah. And
Okay, so the ad group name you have with, that's why I'm confused, because it has brackets around it. And I don't know if that's a keyword or ad group name. Okay, that's what I thought it was.
yeah, that's like the keyword. I named the ad group like the
The name of
exact
the
keyword.
keyword. Yeah, with the
Yes.
match
Yeah.
type with it. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah. Sorry.
Alrighty. Well,
Yeah.
can you show me an example of the landing page you're using so I can see how well that's set up?
Sure. As an example, from this one here.
So this is supposed to be a landing page for somebody typing in Stitch and then plushies or something like this.
Yeah, like the collection page. I'm just sending
Okay.
people to this
Just so
page.
you guys know, on stuff like this, it seems like 50-50 chance that the category collection page will convert better versus a product page. And what I like to do is I like to split test that to see which one's going to work better. So what I would suggest you do in these ad groups is I'd pick the most, I mean, you don't have much data. Ideally, you'd send them to the most popular Stitch item in that ad group on a second ad. So the system can see if sending them to a single item is going to work better than the collections page. And as you get a feel of it, I do this for all your ad groups. And as you get a feel of it, maybe you just go all the way one or all the way the other, because it'll take so long to get enough data to decide on every single ad group individually. But that is something I would also try to add to this setup here. But I agree with what you were saying earlier about it taking time. Like, launching a campaign and no sales in a week, that's pretty kind of expected. And then not to mention the tracking's not working right. So we need to get the tracking set up as quickly as we can. And that setup should generate sales. The question is how much and how quickly. You add the second ad that points people to an individual product, and the tracking, you should pretty much have what you need to get some momentum going. And then, right now it looks like you have manual bidding, which is what I would start out with as well. On the keyword menu, just make sure that the bids are high enough to show up on the first page is all you need there. So if you go to the keyword menu, is that what you got? Can you click on keywords?
Oh, here.
Okay. This.
Do you need the column probably to second? Here probably this one here to see like the impressions in the.
We need the keyword status column to see if the keyword is eligible to show up on the first page.
Just a second. Is it like in the keyword here, like on the status page here?
Status, it says it's fine. You just want to make sure all your keywords, it says the whatever active or whatever. And if it tells you to bid higher, so there you go.
Here I see it. Okay. Yeah.
Just make sure that stays, and you check it time to time. Make sure that it says that it's active, and you don't need to bid higher. And if you do need to bid higher, bid it a little higher, whatever it recommends. And then once we get some conversions going, we'll switch over to smart bidding at a certain point. But for now, it looks fine.
Okay. So, like, just a small question from the quality, because it says here that it's a low quality factor. Like, basically, when I clicked in the ad group and I see my all my ads, it says like it's good, but is the quality factor like the landing page, like the people doesn't have like a good experience or not converting? Is it this thing?
Yeah, when it says that, it's making a guess because it doesn't have enough data really to tell as to whether this is going to convert it or not. And mainly what it's going to do is it's going to take that keyword and look for it on the page. And if it doesn't see that keyword on the page, it's going to make a false assumption sometimes. Or if it doesn't see something that means the same keyword. So perhaps if you want to fix some of that, which if you want, I would take that keyword and embed it in the tag somewhere on the page, and that should go away.
Okay. Or basically when I add it to all products, would it help to this issue, or
When you say added to all products, you mean on the product feed?
in the title? In the title.
Nah.
No. Okay.
It need to be the actual product page on the that you're sending them
Okay.
to. That said,
Okay.
it can still pop up again if the keyword doesn't perform. But if it's showing that right away, that's a little hack that can make it go away. It's not guaranteed, but anyway, that said, so we pretty much mapped out what you got to do here for this to work. You did the right setup. The audience on the remarketing. It'll take a while for the remarketing audience to build up. If you go to audience manager at the top, go to the very top of the screen under that box there, that search box at the very, very top. Type in audience manager.
Audience.
No. At the top.
Oh. Sorry. Yes.
The search bar at the top.
Yeah. Here.
Right there. Yeah. Audience manager.
Probably in German, it's like
or audience.
Like segments.
No, we're looking for the list of audiences that you set up. I'm just wanted to be able to demonstrate how many people are on your remarketing list, because you need at least.
Wait a second. Is it? No, sorry. Oh my God. Is it? Probably. Yeah. I can't find it right now. Audience. Wait a second.
Yeah, you could go under audiences on the left-hand side to get, or under the ad group targeting, sorry, and then we can see which audiences that you're targeting as well. But bottom line here, to not, I mean, to not over waste time here, just make sure your audience is populating. There's a chart that'll show you how many people are getting added to your remarketing list. You want to make sure that's at least going up. And then once it's got enough on there, then your remarketing will get impressions finally. That's the main thing I would tell you there. But just keep your remarketing budget like 10% of the level that your other main campaigns are at, and then just let that ride. Don't worry too much if that's not getting sales right away. It probably won't. And
okay. But it's like sorry. Dude,
I know it looks like a static remarketing or a responsive display ad. You want to set up a dynamic remarketing campaign though, in replacement of that responsive display ad. And you're going to have to set up a different campaign to do that. Dynamic remarketing is going to show the product that the user was looking at on the ad.
Okay. I will just check it also and try to fix it then.
It's not too hard to set that up. Anyway, that said, those are the main things. Did you have any quick questions before I switch over to Jonathan?
Yeah, basically, like from the standard shopping campaign, I also can only do like this to make like negative keywords. Is it correct? Because I can't like do other things like I only can do on a daily basis like the negative keywords on the standard shopping.
Yeah, that's pretty much all you're going to be able to do other than optimize the product feed. So for now, I would literally just go in there and anything not related to a product level search, I would just negate it out. Put it into its own negative keyword list, because later on you're going to want to unwind some of that. But that will make sure all the money goes to where the money is in this market, or most of it is right away. Once a day, go in there, anything not product related, negate it out into that same negative keyword list that gets applied to that. And then that's all you need to do.
Okay. And the only thing is like the max CPC, I just turned it from around 80 cents to like $1.50 or something, or not sure how many dollars it is. And it's like I'm like just from the impression shares, I'm like showing like from 10 times, I show up 7 times, but in the top positions, I'm like 2 times from 10 times. So is it like because of the CPCs? Like I need a higher CPC, or is it because of the quality or something? Yeah.
It's
Do I need
mainly because it's so new right now.
Okay.
Certainly, just all you need to worry about in regards to that bid is make sure it's high enough that you're getting more impressions
Hmm.
on an ongoing basis. And if you're not, just keep bumping that bid up. Eventually,
Okay.
you'll want to dial it in a little bit more precisely than that. By making sure. I won't get into all the details there, but that's
Okay.
just keep it simple into that for the time being.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you, Corey. See you in the
Okay.
next week as well.
Yeah, I'll see you next week. Good luck.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye. Hi, Jonathan. I see, by the way, Honey Hugs, thanks for coming. Only use Tesla. Can you do yours? So in order to get hooked up here, you need to reach out to me through my site, and I'll get you on the list. Just go to guaranteedppc.com and send me an email through there, and then we'll see if we can get your account reviewed as well. But hey, welcome back, Jonathan. How's things going?
Good actually. Well, I'm good. Thanks for asking. Let me share my screen, and I could get you up to date with what's going on. I think this is it, right? All right. Let me know if you could see the screen.
I can.
All right, cool. So the past 7 days, I think the day of that we had that meeting, I created a dynamic remarketing campaign and a search campaign based on low porosity hair products, $10
Yep.
each, and the ROAS kind of dipped a bit. We had a couple days with no sales. Most recently, though, we had a day where we made like 8x based on the spend. Like I guess the previous Alex was saying, for whatever reason, after adding those campaigns, I think on a Google account level, the algorithm is trying to figure out where to make the spend, and it's not spending as much as we give it. So I don't know if you have any thoughts on that.
Yeah, the bigger the change. So there's always like, if you make a change in one part of your account, it can definitely affect another. And as you get more of more age behind the account, the less that actually happens. But when you're new and you make a big level of change, for about a week after, it's just like shit hits the fan, and you never know what's going to happen. So, which is why you always want to carefully think through a change and not just try stuff randomly. But yeah, I would think after this next week, it should pretty much be back to business with it.
Perfect. I don't know if you want to go through those two campaigns quickly and see if I did it right or something.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So this is the search campaign, low porosity leave-in. It's pretty much the things that are going to be for that leave-in conditioner. So yeah, I don't know if I need to set negative keywords or other stuff like that. Let me know where you want to go.
So first of all, you've got all your keywords in broad match. So I usually don't use broad match. Now, sometimes they're in a niche where the volume is so low that you have to, but even then, almost never do I use phrase match or broad match. I use phrase match because broad match is so broad now. It's ridiculous. You'll spend so much money trying to get it drilled in. So I would do phrase match. So far, I mean, it doesn't look like it's really, I guess you had 77 clicks here in the last week, right? No sales.
Yeah.
And for the most part, you probably got no sales because it's running too broad, I would think. Like if you go under insights and reports in the top left here, I'll just show you an example of this. Search terms. We went past it. So it didn't do too bad overall, but still and the ones where Anyway, so you'll do better on phrase match over this next week. And if you go into the search terms report, you should check it in 2 or 3 days. And if it's still like not really drilled in, I'd go exact match perhaps at that point. I don't know if you're going to be able to go straight exact match and get the amount of clicks you want. So it's kind of a trial and error, so to say there. Or sometimes I will do exact match on the 3-word combinations, but the 4 and 5, I'll go phrase match. And then that's a kind of like a good middle ground into getting volume. Plus there's good tight matching in the search terms report still. So anyway, that's the main change I would make there. I didn't look at your ad and the landing page, of course, but if you want me to look at the...
Yeah, actually I would. So let's see what that looks like. So where exactly would I go to show you that? Would it be here?
Click on the campaign name.
Okay.
Then go on the left-hand side and then scroll down. And then click on ads. Okay, why isn't this not loading?
Yeah.
Under ad status down below.
Okay.
No, on the right-hand side.
Okay.
Nope. To the left.
Here. Perfect.
There you go. Click all. Why is this not loading? I don't know what's going on. Okay. Go under, click on campaigns again. Trying to click on the campaign name again. Then click on the ad group. And then click on ads on the left-hand side again. I don't know why there's no ads showing there. This is baffling to me. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
So I don't know what to tell you personally. Like I've never seen that before yet.
Let's see if I could download something.
Hi, Hamza.
Is it this?
Yeah, there we go. Good thinking. Alrighty. So I'm just going to read quickly what you got here. So you just have one ad.
Yeah.
Moisture that actually absorbs. Okay, this doesn't look too bad. What's your click-through rate?
Let us see. I don't know if
Go back to the ad interface. We should still be able to see our click-through rate.
Okay. So that is going to be.
Go to metrics on the right hand, up to the right. There you go. Performance, and then CTR. There you go. Okay. 6. Okay. So normally I would say, you want to have a different ad for each keyword, and that'll still help. But for right now, you're already got a pretty decent click-through rate. So you should be able to get okay results that way. I mean, I would still want to set up. Your best bet would be to go, I would think, either exact or phrase. So you want to drill down more, and then unique ads for each keyword so that you're going to get the highest click-through rate on what's left there. For now, we won't overcomplicate this. And then your landing page, it looks like you had that pulled up before. Can you pull that up again?
Yep, this is it.
Okay. Not bad. Do you do any live chat on your website currently?
I was actually thinking about it. I had it before and then I removed it because it just became kind of like too noisy,
what I would, I mean, just think about it anyway. Not everybody wants to do it, but consider having a live chat that pops up that looks human-like. I can send you an example of one that looks human-like if you want, like if you email me later. But what I always like to do is have the live chat pop up, make it look like it on a delay, so real humans reaching out to the user, and then say something like, "Hey, I'm hair moisturizing expert," or you put it in your own words. Like, what do you plan on using the product for? What do you need help with? I can answer your I can maybe help you out a little bit. Make it look like a real human saying it, not a bot, because people think it's a bot by default. And then you're going to get people to start chatting, and then once they start chatting, they'll probably just buy it because now they trust you. Whereas before, maybe they bought, maybe they didn't. But anyway, that's an idea to kind of help you out a little bit. You may not have the ability to talk to people on the phone, but you will increase the trust more also if you put a telephone number, like in the top right hand corner of the screen, because then it'll make it look like and people just trust websites more that have that, whether or not they call or not, or maybe you can't talk to them, but that will generally increase the conversion rate as well. So just those two things alone might double your ROI if you could service the phone and service the chat. Beyond that,
anyway, continue.
Beyond that, what was I forgot what we talked about in regards to the tracking. Did you go ahead and the tracking was legit already, right? We verified that.
Yes. So, I mean, I already have Elevar as a server-side tracking. Okay. I paid for the expert installation. They handled most of everything. Says it's tracking correctly.
Okay, and then as far as remarketing goes, it looked like perhaps you just had a regular remarketing there. Can you show me what you got there?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a display dynamic. Let's see. Come on.
Click on the ad group again. Yeah, so that's a responsive display ad. What you want is a dynamic remarketing campaign that will show the product that they were looking at in the ad. That's what I would start with. That said, I wouldn't throw this one away. I would just not use the only this ad here. I would consider putting putting an actual banner ad together that has like a testimonial on it and throwing that in there if you have the resources and time to do it, to show that this is like a trusted product, something like that. I don't know if you've had any like influencers try this. I would put that into an ad and into my remarketing campaign as well, if it were possible.
We have. Okay, I definitely will do that. I don't know if you have, is there anything else specifically for this remarketing campaign that you have advice on?
Those would be the things that I would try to work on, other than the fact that on the remarketing audiences themselves, I presume you're doing all visitors, and that's fine. Eventually, I would say somebody who stays on the site more than 60 seconds might be the better route to go than just everybody in general. But yeah, and of course, I'd put a time limit on it, so no more than 180 days for sure. But yeah, that's enough, I would say, for right now in remarketing. Did you have any questions?
Yeah, so Google is actually not where we spend most of our advertising budget. It's really Meta. I don't know if you have any advice on that. Not specifically Meta, but like the landing page design. I have it pulled up here if you want to see it. But yeah, we're just trying to get this to convert better. I don't know if your company also does like consultations for landing pages. I'm a developer. I could complete. I just need advice.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I have to drop off here in a couple minutes, and if you're here next week, I'd be more than happy to go deeper into this. And main thing is, Meta is a different beast than Google. What will convert on one is not generally what will convert on the other. But yeah, I think that I think before, without giving half-ass advice here, I think we should wait till next week, and I'll review it then if you're going to come back, and we'll cover it then.
Will do.
It looked like Dracon said maybe it was do you have ad block on your browser?
Yeah, I just disabled it, so that's why we're able to. Yeah.
That was what it was. I was going crazy. What the hell? Like, because I don't use it, and I never have used it. To me, it seems like I'm a hypocrite, right? How am I going to use ad block and run an advertising agency? But anyway,
you probably want to see the ads to know what works better.
Yeah, that's what I say to people. Like my friends are like, "What? You actually use, your YouTube without an ad block?" It's like, yeah, I need to see ads to get ideas of like what's trending and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, Dracon, thank you for that advice. And yeah, we're at the top of the hour. So hopefully that, if you didn't have any other final closing questions there, we'll wrap it up there. We'll go over more on the rest of it, what you wanted to cover next week. Did you have any final questions?
No, that's pretty much it. I'll stow it for next week. Thanks, Alex, for the landing page feedback. Appreciate that. Going to continue working on this, and I'll see you next week.
Yeah, okay, great. All right, see you, Jonathan. And for the rest of you guys that came, by the way, Hamza, Honey Hugs, Draken, only use Tesla. Thank you for coming. And I know Hamza, you said here, been following since a year and a half, and while you were looking for server-side tracking, I appreciate you using the word blessing. It's fit on you. You guys, as I've said it before, you guys watching this channel, the ones that follow it, you guys are smarter than the average viewer on that follows this content, because most of the content that you see on YouTube is not by actual people that run ads for the most part, and they might run a couple ads. Not anything against a person who runs a couple ads per se, but it doesn't really give you the insight as to running hundreds of ads and knowing on a general basis what works and what doesn't work. And you guys see that level of depth that I'm able to provide because of that. So, and versus the other guys that are oversimplifying it, I just call them a little bit more gullible than the average person. So, more jazz, more ass. Thank you for coming as well. And thank you as well for all the thanks and praise here. I'm going to try to keep doing these, and we'll see how much you guys can learn from it. And I'll try to improve what we're doing as we go along. See you later then.